Noise. Just noise in your noise. I always like the way that these feel when they dangle. No slouching. No slouching. I want Cheetos. Okay. Let's get it going, girl. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a good 2 weeks. Today we're doing a book review. I honestly didn't think we were going to because I've been in a lull recently trying to read a book called The Beautiful, and I can't bring myself to get through it. It's just not. I think I'm almost halfway through. Once I get halfway through, if it's not exciting, I'm gonna have to, that's my rule. If you guys know, that's my rule. Halfway through the book. If you get halfway through the book and you're still not excited about it, move on. And this one, I'm just not, I wasn't having a good time with that one. But I decided to switch gears, and I was like, you know what? I really want to, I need to read a different book because I know that I haven't lost my touch. I know I can read a book in a day, but what book is going to make me that excited? Well, today we're going to be talking about The Shadows Between Us by Tracia Levenseller. I said it right. I did it right. Yep, that's what we're going to talk about. It's a standalone book. This is the only one. And it's about 326 pages. First of all, I love the cover. I don't know why, it just speaks to me. I really like it. I love swords. It's just my thing. Weapons, you know. Black and red. This is like classy to me. A classy black and red. The very first sentence of the book, like, I was like, I'm in. Let's read. Let's go. The first sentence of the book is, they've never found the body of the first and only boy who broke my heart, and they never will. Exciting. We follow the story of a girl named Alessandra, who is the second born daughter to an earl who has basically been overlooked her whole life by her dad and her sister, and basically seen as second best, with no power, no ability to do anything, not allowed to go to parties or balls or anything like that because she's the second daughter. So until the first daughter is married off, that's usually like a Victorian custom, is that the second isn't allowed to go out into society until the first one is married off. That being said, Alessandra hates being put in the back seat, hates being seen as second best, as lesser than. She thinks that she deserves all the power, that she is the best for everything. So she has, once her sister is married off, she has this very specific plan. Her plan is to woo the king, make him fall in love with her, and then kill him and take all of his power for herself. Take all the kingdoms and everything. Because women rule. It's just how it is. But she's not the only person who's trying to kill off the king. So as she's trying to court with him, she's also trying to keep him alive. And while she's doing this, she's trying not to fall in love with him. You know, typical. That is the gist of the story. It has a Victorian Gothic kind of feel to the whole thing, which I really love. Also, in the beginning on the dedication page, the author says, I can't think of anyone more deserving of a Slytherin romance. It's a dedication towards somebody named Becky. I don't know. But that is literally how I would describe it, is a Slytherin romance. There's not about like heroes or anything like that, or about being, you know, the good-hearted one. It's nothing like that. They're all Slytherins, basically. If you think about it in that term and then read the book, it's like, oh yeah, this makes sense. But the story really isn't about who is the most brave and the best king or whatever. It's really about like finding people who fit you or who suit you best and loving them for who they are type thing, which I liked. I think Alessandra is a really good character. She's unique in the fact that she's not perfect. She's not good in the sense of, I mean, she has a plan to kill the king. She sleeps around. She holds secrets against people. She can be very blunt and very harsh, but she's also very smart. She designs her own clothing. She makes really good plans. She helps the king with a few things too. And I like the fact that he doesn't think of her as like beneath him. I really like that he like listens to her. The king's powers that you discover are pretty cool, I think. And overall, I just really like the book. It's a simple book. It's a standalone, so it's easy to read. It's only 300 pages. It's not too long. It's like on the edge of the classic enemies to lovers. And there's a lot of like twists and turns that you don't expect. Enemies that pop up out of nowhere. Loose ends suddenly show up. I also like that Alessandra was conservative with her clothing. Like, she was always like super covered up. And I tend to do that with my clothing. And, you know, in a lot of stories, it's very, I don't know, showing cleavage, showing legs, showing this, showing that to like win somebody over. And I really like that she didn't have to do that in order to get somebody's attention. That was nice for me. And honestly, if I had to like Dreamcast anybody for Alessandra, I would think of like Megan Fox. The way that Megan Fox kind of looks. Like the dark hair, the pale skin. She's very pretty. She's mean, or she looks mean. I don't know who I would Dreamcast as the Shadow King, which his name is Callius. I don't really know who I would like Dreamcast him as. Oh yes, I do. I think I would probably make it the guy who plays Damon Salvatore. I can't remember his name. I'm gonna put a picture here. His name's Ian, but I can't remember his last name, and it's like really long. But that's probably somebody I would post, except for Callius or Calus. His eyes are green. I think honestly though, my favorite character out of everybody would be the dog. I'm trying to find the name of the dog. I always had a hard time saying it, so I kind of just grazed over. I think his name was like Demodicus or something like that. Demodicus. I'm just gonna go with that. It was like Demodicus, but I called him D. But he's just like this gigantic fluffy dog, and he's literally my favorite. I don't know why. But yeah, that's about it. I was hoping that this review would be kind of short just because it's a standalone book, and it was really simple. I mean, it was a good break, and it was a good way to get me back into reading, so I'm hoping I can find something really good that I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I have a ton of books I can pick from. It's just getting into them, which can be hard sometimes. But this I would definitely recommend as a first-time read for anybody who's looking for like a fantasy book. It doesn't really go into like maps, it doesn't go into like the kingdoms, it doesn't really go into anything but those characters and how their relationship comes to be, which I enjoyed. If you're interested in that, check this book out. I hope you guys like this review. If you're interested in more reviews, check out my page, my channel, I Love Sites Books. If you are interested in the written review of this book, you can check out my website, leonorasites.com, and you'll find a bunch of reviews there too, as well as some writing tips and tricks, and some self-care blogging posts. If you want to connect with me on any other social media platform, you can find me on either I Love Sites Books or Leonora Sites. I will talk to you guys in 2 weeks, okay? See you then. Bye.